quickly cross over to our friends in Yaoundé here, just our neighbors in Cameroon. I must tell you, I consider Cameroonians my cousins because it's just the Bakassi, water that divides us, and a couple of them share the same culture with me. But I have Kotem Sambit. He's joining us live from Cameroon. We're looking at, of course, the recent developments right after the elections in Cameroon with Paul Biya, and of course his opponent. In fact, his opponent had, as at last week, declared himself winner based on the results that they had gathered, even though the Electoral Commission in Cameroon is going to announce the results on the 26th of this month. We've seen protests, people filing into the streets of Cameroon, and of course asking that the government does the right thing and not tamper with the results. Kotem is a politician. He is a Ban Ki-moon scholar. He's also a lecturer at the university in Cameroon. Kotem, it's so good to have you join us, and welcome to Hard Facts. Thank you for taking out time to join us. Kotem, can you hear me? I think you are muted.
Yes, I can hear so well. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me. Permit me to readjust. I said, is it 27, not the 26? So
27th, I beg your pardon. Yes, 27th.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kotem, I hear that right now the internet is not necessarily great now because of the protest. A lot of things have been tweaked. Is that because they're trying to not allow certain information go out of the country? Do you think it's deliberate?
We have a 93-year-old president with a 43 and to 44-year-old regime that has been, he took over power, President Paul Biya took over power from President Amadou Ahidjo. It was not neither through the ballot boxes, but he was handed over power, and thereafter he has been more concentrated on conserving power, and like 2011, 2018, like 2025, it has been about election rig. It has been about rigging. Maintain power, and so he's going to use every other tool, and like the shadow members behind him, every tool. If it means the internet using it, the internet has been down for days now. You can barely ask it. I tell you, like what I'm using now, I'm just trying my best with some different tools to be able to get connected. But it doesn't limit it just to connections, internet connections. It goes as far more beyond that, because they have young people they've been able to put online to counter information, true information, put fake news online. Wow. Before now, many people were not too certain about the date. Some people talked about the 23rd, the 24th. And so it's been turning around. This is because when you have a 43-year-old regime, it's not 43 days, it's not 43 minutes. 43 years. So the bound on one thing they want to keep on is to hang on to power. And if you permit me to go a bit further, I would say that it's not just about Mr. Biya, but it's a gang of one doctor, PhD, Dr. Aristide Nomo used the word. He said it is a cartel. They are just bound to grip onto power. And Biya at 93, he is not as conscious as we want to say physically. I want to go a little more further and say mentally, even because I saw my father at 93. Before he left us, and I know what a 93-year-old man looks like, and we are all humans. We understand what that means. So it's some people who have been able to take up hostage.
So Kotem, if I get you correctly, are you implying that the president doesn't have a grip on his government? He is actually being controlled. There's a cabal that's behind it.
I'm not implying, permit me, I'm not implying it's what every Cameroonian, because if you look at the polls of October 12th, it's not about the main opposition now today, because before today, 2018, the main opposition was Professor Maurice Kamto. 2025, the main opposition becomes Issa Shuruma, who has been part of the regime for as long as like 19, 20 years. And it's not about him. It's about the Cameroonian people looking out for change. You can see people when you sample opinions. I am the coordinator for one of the youngest candidates for the October 12th or 2025 presidential election, Yam EUD. And I know I've been down in the field talking from Garua to Marua to Ngaundiri to Southwest Tiko, Boyalimbe to I will tell you, when you sample the opinions of Cameroonians, it's not about Issa Shuruma. It's about a change, because we are not assuming the Cameroonians have been taken hostage by a regime that behind, like, he created a monster, the monster, and the monster is eating up him. So we it's not a matter of insinuating. No, it's what is happening. It's what we are living day in, out in Cameroon, and we have to say that. And I want to go further to say, many people are saying, so many people are saying that even if the CPDM, the Cameroon People Democratic Movement, had even presented a different candidate than Bia, I mean, they would have had a landslide victory, because people, they want to change. They don't just want, the regime of Bia is no longer what, even in 2018, would have been a little bit more better than today. We have the Anglophone crisis that has been for 9 years, and it's still going on. And when you look into all that, you believe that you want to see and say the truth, that it's not about Bia, it's about a regime, a cartel, is bent on just amalgamating wealth, keeping up to themselves. I don't know what they want to do with the world, but that is what we are living in Cameroon. So let's say that the way it is.
Okay, great. I can tell the pain in your voice that obviously maybe anybody else but Bia. But then the man who is supposedly has supposedly declared himself winner also used to work with Bia. What makes him different?
Yes, like I said before, Issa Shuruma Bakari, I had an occasion to meet with him, with my team during the campaign period. Cameroonians were talking about the opposition having an alliance, a coalition, the word they use often. And I spoke with him. We met physically. We had about 3 hours conversation, But the reality, like I said before, is not about him. He like somebody who has been in the regime. He mastered the nooks and crannies, the loopholes of the regime. He's somebody, if you look at 2018 elections, he's the one who came out to tell Professor Maurice Kamto, who was the main opposition, that, hey, look into it. When the Constitutional Council has not proclaimed the election, you can't come out to say, I have won, I have not won. No, you have to, because the law is in place, But today, he has proclaimed, and he has actually declared that he's the one who won the elections. So you understand that he knows what he's playing. The regime, like I said before, is a 43-year-old regime. So some people say you need someone who has mastered the regime's the concrete, the loopholes. However, I hold a different opinion, like majority of the young people, that you don't just need somebody who wants to replace another person, but you need someone who wants to push Cameroon forward. And that's why I think Samuel Hirami Yodi, one of the youngest candidates, somebody I've worked with for the last 8 years, he has an agenda that would have pushed Cameroon forward. At point in time.
But he didn't get as many votes as Shiroma. He didn't get as many votes.
Yes. But like I've always put on my outings, Cameroonians are drunk of the word change. What we just want is something different from the Biafra regime. And when you're drunk, you may not want to use the word in association to alcohol, but illusive, in a state of where you are subconscious. You can't do something without your will, because you want to attain a particular objective. And so They just want something different. That's why they may not have seen Iram Iyodi. And I want to go a little bit forward. I haven't been on the field. The voting is not just, you have a lot of rigging, and there are some more regions like the extreme north, Marwa, Garu, the north region, Garua. You go to Gand, Adamawa. Most of the population who had registered and wanted to and voted are not politically matured in the way that sometimes they tell them, hey, you need to vote for the white ballot, the red ballot on whatever color it is, that they have a grip of it, and they might mistaken another ballot. That's why you have some candidates, like, I don't want to cite them, but who had majority of the vote because the population mistook Bia or Isa Shuruma. I want to say Isa Shuruma has almost the same ballot with Tomana Damjoya. And if you look at those regions, you can categorize. But however, what we stand for is about respecting the people's will, respecting the voices of the people, because they want change, and it's change that we want. You know, Africa, sometimes last, I think 2024, when I was in Russia, thank you, the Nigerian minister of youth, we were in Russia for the World Youth Festival, and there's one thing: people consider Africa as a country. Unfortunately, Africa is a state. I want to continue to use the word of state of 54 countries and plus, 55 and plus, and so it is not one person. We have different views. Africa is rising, and is the way Cameroon as well need the support of every different African, the different African countries, for us to rise together. Today we have Senegal, we have Mali, Burkina Faso. They are moving. Nigeria itself, it's moving, but Cameroon has been on stagnant on the same point. We are calling on Africans to be able to join their voices, petition at your different levels. We are fighting in Cameroon. We hope our brothers and sisters from the different African countries can be able to join in this. It's tough for us, but we want to move on.
Like I want to quickly ask here. Sorry. The protests that have been ongoing, because I've seen a mammoth crowd. They just keep hitting the streets. What do you hope that the protest would bring about? As your people continue to occupy the streets, what are you asking for with this protest?
No, you understand? People occupying the streets. The one thing I want to send a strong message to every young person is that don't destroy properties, because Bia goes, Cameroon will remain Cameroon, and we need to keep our properties because it will take a long time to build them. We've seen Ukraine is going on. We've seen Gaza and every other thing going on. We don't want that. Protest is true. The Bia regime want to crack down every other protest, whether peaceful protest. But there's one thing people want to achieve is change. They don't want to see the same face of Bia. It's not about Bia's face. It's about some individuals. I don't think there are up to 10 of them that are holding Cameroon hostage. But young people are going out. Cameroonians are going out to say, no, we want to change. We want somebody else. So the protest, he has been in Garua, he has been in Mora, he has been in Gaundary, he's joining. Before now, we had Bafusam. It's true. They say there were people who were not in relation to that. We've seen Boya. There is Security Mountain and all the big cities. We've seen Yaoundé at Brixterie yesterday, Wednesday, the 22nd. We've been able to see this on the streets. And there's one strong message I also want to pass out. Cameroon is at the crossroads. The authorities need to understand that the people have spoken. It's not about Issa Shuruma being president. It's about change. And they have to understand this.
All right.
We have the Northwest and Southwest who spoke from 2016. In the year 2016, they said they want to change. They didn't want, some people mistaken it for separation, but they want to change because of the bad governance that were there. And today we haven't the northern regions, because of Issa Shuruma, the three northern regions, joining this team to protest against bad governance, corruption. It's going to be like 5 out of 10 regions already breaking down.
Okay.
So the authorities need to understand that it's not about an individual. It's not about somebody doing that, but it's about change that they want.
All right, Kotem,
So
because I don't have too much time, Kotem, I have just 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Somebody on my live stream, Adewale here, says Issa Chiroma is not different. I work in the Ministry of Communication, where when he was Minister of Communication, but Cameroonians are not ready to take back their country. We need a fresh person in power. So there are people who actually don't even want Issa Chiroma because they think, and that's what I asked you, that because this man might just be doing what he's doing, angling to get the power, and then who's to say that he might not be the same as Paul Biya. So in 1 minute, we're waiting for the 27th. Do you believe that the Electoral Commission will do the right thing in 1 minute, because we have to go?
Oh no! Where you have an electoral commission like the one we have, where everybody is being appointed by the president of the republic, you don't expect any other thing. Cameroon call it irreversible. So you're going to get no. They're not going to do the right thing, because the right thing is about what the people spoke on the 12th of October, going to the polls and voting for change. That's why I didn't use the word Ishiruma, and I said before that it's not about Chiruma, it's about change. The people just want a different face. And I went further to actually say that if the ruling party, CPDM, had presented another candidate apart from Chiruma, I mean, they would have won landslide victory, because people didn't vote for Chiruma. It was a plebiscite for change. Okay. So I think I'm the same light with the person on your live stream. We bear the same thing. Issa Chiroma has been for 25. Why didn't he resign before? So, and like I said before, Cameroonians are drunk of the word change, and the word drunk in literally, if they were not drunk, they would have seen a candidate like Hiram Iyodi that has a political program that will survive Cameroon and move Cameroon forward. Ideology is Afro-social liberalism that inculcates the African mindset that every African young person wants, like Africans in the different generations want. So I agree with him. It's not about Shiruma, because
all right, we've got to go. Unfortunately, our time is up. Kotem Sambit has been speaking to us live from Cameroon. We wish you all the best, Kotem, and we'll keep our eyes on the news to see what happens come 27. Thank you so much for speaking with us on Hard Facts.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having us. Please share our pain with the rest of Africa and the world. Thanks so much.
All right, Kotem Sambit calling us there, speaking to us there, I beg your pardon, from Cameroon. We'll take a break. Thank you for watching us on Global Review. We'll take a break and bring you some messages. When we come back on the other side, we'll be talking a little bit about education. Stay with us.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.